Good day, Rockstar. Today I've got something really special for you. I'm going to replay a training done by a power couple in the network marketing space just last week. This is a couple that use a step-by-step system that you're going to hear about, literally what they do every single day, what they say, what they do, how they do it, why, and the results they're producing. I'm going to introduce you to this power couple, Josh and Brittany Cross. Now these guys, the reason we're going to share this training is they're in a particular company. They're in a company called Livegood, and you may or may not be in Livegood. It doesn't make any difference whatsoever. If you're serious about taking your business, your company, your income and your lifestyle to the next level, the easiest, fastest way to do that is to actually find people that are already producing the result you want, find out what they're doing, how they're doing it, and replicate their system. And master their system, add your own particular genius, and boom, that's the fastest, easiest way for you to stack the odds of success in your favor. I mean, absolutely, success leaves clues, and there's no reason if you are in any business that you need to figure it out by yourself. So one of the things I have always done ever since I read Tony Robbins' book, Unlimited Power, 20 years ago, is if I join a particular company, product, service, whatever it may be, if I want to lose weight, if I have a goal or objective in mind, I'm going to find a half a dozen or a dozen people that have achieved or are currently achieving what I want to produce, find out exactly what they're doing, how they're doing it, and then I look for points of commonality. We look at these six top producers, say, and we look for points of commonality. If they're all doing video, then oh my gosh, if I want to take my business to the next level, I should do video too. If they're all blogging, then oh my gosh, that's another clue on the step to success. So today we're going to let Josh and Brittany Cross help us take our business to the next level. Now these guys are a power couple in the network marketing space. In the last 90 days, Josh and Brittany have personally referred 170 people in their network marketing company. From there, they've built a team of over 500 people in just 90 days. Now, to give you an idea, now again, you may or may not be in Livegood. You may or may not even know what Livegood is. But if you're personally promoting a multi-level opportunity where you're building a team or you get paid a residual income based on the efforts of your team or whatever it may be, even a high-ticket program, you're gonna want to pay attention to this training. Josh and Brittany Cross have done this not once, not twice, but multiple times in the network marketing space. And again, in the last 90 days, they personally signed up 174 people. All right, so I'm going to set the stage because they are actually presenting this training to their active team in Livegood, to the universe of Livegood affiliates. This is Livegood Prospecting Active Recruiting Training from Josh and Brittany Cross. So let me catch up to speed on the company so you know what's going on. So they're involved in a company, as I am. I am a Livegood affiliate as well, in a company called Livegood. This company's been around a couple years. They changed their comp plan back in December 2022, about 7 months ago. Since then, the company has literally exploded. We've got over 600,000 paid members. We offer about 16 different health and wellness products. We've got Super Red, Super Green, CBD oil, energy patches, paint patches, all those kinds of things. But unlike normal network marketing companies that inflate their prices, you're paying $100 for a 30-day supply of vitamins, these guys, Livegood, give you high quality products. They focus on purity, potency, bioavailability. If it's not organic, if it's not pure, it's not going on the label, it's not being sold to us. But they sell these high quality products for less than you would pay for a similar product at the store, whether that be Amazon, Walmart, CVS, whatever. So it costs you only $9.95 to become a member, or you can buy as many or as little of these products as you want for $9.95 a month. As an affiliate, it's a one-time $40 affiliate fee, once and done. And then as long as you stay active as a $9.95 per month member, whether you buy products or don't, you qualify to earn commissions in their compensation plan, which is a 2x15 matrix. And when you reach the level of diamond, it is you basically now you start sharing in a bonus pool, 2% of all the money that comes into Livegood. And right now, the diamond bonus pool is about $6 or $7. There's 40 diamonds created in the last 7 months. That's pretty incredible. So you're figuring 40 six-figure earners were created in this company in the last 7 months. All right, so that's Livegood. All right, so that's how they work. Again, it's $9.95 a month, become a member, a one-time $40 affiliate fee to become an affiliate. There's actually the potential in their compensation plan where people can earn up to $2,047 a month without ever sponsoring or referring anybody. Now you can check the comp plan. I've got other review videos you can check out about that. But we're going to introduce you to Josh and Brittany here in 1 minute. I'll show you. They are number 23 on the all-time leaderboard for Livegood, having personally signed up, sponsored, and enrolled 177 members. And they've rank advanced to the rank of platinum, which means they've built a team of at least 500 in 90 days. Now, just in case you and I have never met, my name is Rob Fore. I currently rank number 14 on the leaderboard. Personally signed up and referred 228 people. Today, it's August 26th. I joined in February, so it's been 6 months. I've personally signed up 218 people. We've built a team of 2,088. So I'm also rank advanced to platinum. When we hit 2,500, we'll be diamond, and boom, we're at six-figure minimum per year. Pulling that off, and I fully expect to be diamond by the end of this year, on or before December 31st. We will be diamond. We will be making $10,000 or more per month each and every month, regardless if we roll over in bed or roll out of bed. It really doesn't matter. So I personally signed up 228 people. This month, our team, my personal team of 2,038, whatever it was, 2,088, they've brought in 231 this month. Very, very active company. So with all that said and done, let me introduce you to Josh and Brittany. If you want to check out Livegood, absolutely fantastic company. Tim Miller was the first crown diamond in Livegood. Livegood's only been live 7 months. He's made over $500,000 as a crown diamond. He gets to participate in the diamond bonus pool and the crown diamond bonus pool combined. He now makes over $100,000 per month after just 7 months. Incredible company, incredible opportunity, incredible training. Now let's kick it off to Josh and Brittany Cross. Pay attention to what they're doing here. It is a step-by-step system. They've left no detail out. If you simply replicate their proven success model, I have absolute 100% confidence you can take your business, regardless of what you're promoting, to the next level. In fact, I use this exact same system. I'll give you the link down below as well. In the last 5 days, literally on Sunday, so it's Saturday now. So on Sunday, I signed up to a new traffic program, followed their exact process, the exact system you're going to discover here in a minute. I followed that exact process, took me less than a half hour. We've made over $5,000, and there's a brand new traffic program that sends traffic to promote whatever you want to promote. This is the exact same system. 5 years ago, I watched a guy, perhaps you know him. His name's Robert. I won't mention the company. Well, I will. No, I won't. So Robert, he gets in, he uses this exact same system, builds a $500,000 per year passive residual income business. 2 years ago, I used their exact same system to build out another business that we still own today that's making over $6,000 a month. Get out your notepad. Take notes. Be blessed. I'll see you on the inside.
Oh my goodness, man. You are about to make us get emotional.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for hosting. You are incredible. We knew you would be the best to be able to engage with people.
So we're excited, and hopefully, thank you, Mike. Thank you, Ola. You guys did such a good job setting up the call really for the training that we're ultimately about to do. I know we cued you guys in on it so you had an idea, but everybody on the call, I really want you to understand that you guys all now know who Ola is. You all now know who Mike is. Why? Because they shared their story with you, right? And so that's the topic of our training today. If you're not picking up on that, I hope you are now. The topic of Brittany and my training today, and we're going to transition to the process as well, but the most important tool that you possibly have in this space, the most important tool is your story. And here's why. You can't just be throwing out links on Facebook and expecting people to follow you, or telling people, hey, I got this great opportunity, and if they don't know why you do what you do, right? People are gonna follow people that they trust, right? And so if you're not putting, and how we develop trust is by sharing our story with people. That doesn't mean everybody's gonna relate to our story, but people are gonna trust us way more when they feel that they know us. And how do they know us? Is when they know our story. So to share our story with you, Joshua Cross, Brittney Cross, we've been in the industry now. January will actually be 9 years that we've been in the network marketing industry. I was a police officer when we got started in this industry. I had become a cop when I was 23 years old. It's actually what I went to college for. I got out of foster care. I grew up in foster care, got out of foster care, went to college thinking I want to make a difference. I don't want to be a statistic. And so I pursued law enforcement, became a cop at 23. Brittany followed me into that crazy line of work and became a 911 dispatcher. And for us, that was our life for the next 7 years. We got 3 kids and we never saw each other. I worked second shift. She worked midnights, and we were just roommates, really, and barely even that, because we weren't even at home at the same time most of the time. When I was home, she was asleep during the day and the kids were at school. So that was our life for so long. And we got to 30 years old and we were looking at our life thinking, this is not what we want. And life had taken such a major toll on us that we were allowing each other to blame each other for all our problems. And that was taking a toll on our marriage, caused a lot of struggles, all the way to the point that we were most likely going to get a divorce and just really struggling. I won't go into the depths of all that, but in January of 2015, I made a post on Facebook that I was looking for a way to earn an extra income. And a guy, and here's why I say your story matters, because a guy, look, I was a skeptical police officer, but a guy who was a police officer, I didn't know him well, but I knew him enough. He was another cop about an hour away from me, and I knew him well enough to know who he was. I didn't have to know all the ins and outs of his life, but I trusted him enough because I knew who he was. I knew his story. And so he said, hey man, check out what I do. It's in the nutrition space. And I earned about $6,000 my first year with little time commitment. So that's why we got started in this space. He did me the best thing ever. He called me on the phone and connected me with someone who was successful in this space. He didn't just throw a link at me. He connected me with someone to teach, train, and mentor me. And I said, you know what? I want this. And so we got started in this space, not for where we are, what we've been able to achieve over 9 years. We got started in this space because I heard $500 a month. And if I could make $500 a month selling vitamins out of the trunk of my car, that's what I was willing to do. And we got started our first month in this space, we earned $130. And I remember thinking, man, I was working my tail off. Our second month in the space, we earned $500, and we ultimately went on to do pretty well. I was able to bring my wife home from 911 dispatching. I shortly after came home, and then after about 4.5 years in the company that we were in, they decided to restructure their compensation plan. And when they did that, it rocked our world, because we had gotten to the point where we were living a life of mostly freedom, just doing what we do. And so that sent us into, when they did that, we lost 95% of our income, and that sent us into a limbo phase and caused us to really ask, do we want to do this? Are we going to continue in this industry? Are we going to continue doing this network marketing thing. And that we were in limbo for about 2 years, got started with another company in 21. And we saw it from the perspective of a leader. And Ola said that we were going to talk about, he was going to hear about the little guy. And I just told you I'm a former foster kid turned police officer from Southern Illinois. And so we saw that company from the perspective of a leader. And we were like, oh man, this will be great. But we failed to see it from the perspective of the little guy. And we spent about 2 years in that company. And then we just started to see like the little guy was not winning. The little guy was not winning. And so it really just started to irk us. And so finally we decided after talking to a friend of mine who is actually friends with Ben Glinsky, after talking to him, they have known each other. I trusted, again, story matters, right? My friend Justin, Ben actually just talked about Justin Clark the other day, and I know Tim knows Justin as well. My friend Justin, who I knew his story, I knew who he was. I trusted him because of that. Told me about what's going on here. And so finally we decided to give this thing a go. And in the beginning, I'll tell you, we tiptoed and questioned, are we going to do this? And then as we're in Centralia, Illinois, I saw that in the chat, as we started to see people, for example, my buddy Clint, he's a hillbilly from Southern Illinois. He lives in Blueford, Illinois. He's not a network marketer. He was the first person I shared with. And as he had success, he shared with like his sisters and his nephew, just a few people, and he had some success. And I started to think, man, if Clint can do this, then anybody can. And it really started to fill our cup. And so what I want to share with you today is that's what turned a fire on in us. And so when people sometimes people will look at us and they'll say, why, you're at number 23 or whatever on the leaderboard, you've personally sponsored 174 people. Why? Why or how have you done it? And I'll talk about the process here in a second, and I'll explain the process. I'm going to give the secret to you guys. But the why we've done that is because when we looked at Live Good, we didn't look at Live Good with the mindset of, I'm going to sign up and I'm going to wait for spillover. And I sure hope I get spillover one day. We didn't look at Live Good that way. We looked at Live Good as, I'm going to sign up and hopefully I find a couple people who will do this. No. Hopefully I find a leader who will run. No. We look at Live Good as, we're going to create spillover. When my people ask me about spillover, I say, you hang in here long enough with me. You hang in here long enough with me. Because guess what? Because I'm going to create spillover. I'm going to build this, and I want them to come with me. I want them to run with me, and of course it'll grow faster for them if they will work it. Obviously, that's a no-brainer. But I'm not mad at people who aren't working. If they just want to sit there and have a membership, as long as you ain't complaining with me, you hang in here with me long enough, and I'm going to create spillover. So that's what's driving me in Live Good, not, ooh, who can I find to get to build this? Or, ooh, I sure hope I get spillover. What's driving me into action in Live Good is because I have people who have for years trusted in me. And put their faith in me and believed in me, and I am not going to let them down. My kids are in this company. I'm going to create spillover for them. People who I absolutely love, Ola, Mike, people who I absolutely love, I genuinely care about. These aren't random strangers to me. These are people who have trusted in me, and if they've trusted in me, you can bet your bottom dollar I'm going to run through walls to build this thing. And I hope that as you're looking at Live Good, you're not looking at Live Good and saying, man, I sure hope I get spillover. If you're on this call on a Saturday, I'm guessing you're not a spillover waiter. You're probably a spillover creator. And I hope that as you're looking at Live Good, you're thinking, you know what? If I got anybody that's trusting in me, I have to build this for them. I owe it to build this for them. I'm running through walls to build this for them. And I don't care what nobody thinks. We're flexing on these overpriced products. We're flexing on them. These other companies that are selling patches for $70, we got them for $15. I'm proudly flexing on them for what we have here because of the bigger mission is people can finally believe in something. People who have, my buddy Clint, like I said, he is a hillbilly from Southern Illinois. Like he is not a network marketer, right? But he finally has something he can believe in. And I owe it to him to build this. I owe it to my daughter Reagan. I owe it to my son Jaron. I owe it to my son Alec. and to build this. And yes, I want them to build this too. But if they don't, I'm not mad at them. That's okay. I'm going to build it. And so I tell you to, number one, make sure your story matters. The leaders here have just spoke about their story very intentionally, because to let you know, you need to be sharing your story with people. You can't just be expecting, I'm going to throw a link out on Facebook. You need to, if you're using social media, and people need to be able to go to your social media and get a good understanding of who you are, right? And if you're going to build some trust. And then as you're running with Livegood and building Livegood, you got to have the mindset of, look, I'm building this. I hope that they're coming with me. I want them to come with me. But if they don't, hang on long enough, because I'm going to do it. I'm sold out. I'm sold out. We're going one direction. We're taking a lot of people with us. So with that, before I transition into the exact process, because I'm going to give you guys the exact, like you're going to get step by step exactly what we do. Before I transition into that, what you got about that, Mama?
I was just going to say that just make sure you're sharing your story, because people are going to connect to you. I know a lot of people just throw their links out there, and I promise if you're following me, I post my link on my stories and on our social media platforms, all of those things. But those people, even if a random person connects and goes to that enrollment link and enrolls with us, we still connect with them and they still know our story afterwards, because if they don't know who they're aligned with, they're gonna quit. That's why our retention rate is so high, because they know who we are and they know we have their back, regardless of what they came here for, whether that's just a membership so they can get good products, or if that's they want to be just wait for the spillover, or they want to run with us. They know who we are and they feel connected. And so you need to connect with people, and then your retention rate. So if you're losing people, connect more with people. Let them know who you are. Let them know why you're doing this, because more than likely they have a story too, and they can resonate somehow with your story. Even if it's different, they have a why, and if you share your why, then they're going to feel more connected to you.
Yep. Yep. Awesome. So your story matters. Just know that. Share your story.
And your story doesn't have to be elaborate like Josh and I. Mine and Josh's story is an elaborate story. I promised in the beginning 8 years ago we did not share the in-depth details of everything that we've gone through, but you do have to share with people why you're doing this and what Livegood means to you. Even if it's just products, like Mike said, like what the products do for you is a very strong way to stand up for yourself, and people will follow that.
Yeah. Just to give you a guideline, if you are saying, how do I structure my story? Where you were, what you saw, what you did, where you're going, so that. Where are you going and why? Tell people you're so that. Look, I'm going to be making an extra, this time next year, I'm going to be making an extra $1,000 a month so that I can pay for my truck payment, to remove a little bit of financial strain from my four walls. So with that, I'm going to quickly share our exact process, because our process is so incredibly simple that we do, that I can quickly share with you guys exactly what we do verbatim. So number one, first and foremost, when you get started here, you have to make a list. You have to make a list. You just have to make a list. The truth is, if you don't have a list, you don't have a business. That's the reality. You always are working from a list, okay? And you can't just be posting and praying. You have to work from a list. You have to create a list. And it may start out with 20 people, right? From your phone and Facebook or whatever, but you have to have a list. And as you create that list, you're going to be reaching out to people. And look, I'll tell you, when we first got started with Livegood, we didn't post on our Facebook wall that we were with Livegood. I know some people will say, blast it all over your Facebook wall. We didn't do that for the first probably 2 months or so that we were with Livegood, because we were behind the scenes doing this work right here. We would reach out to people from our list. Now, mind you, we made a big list. We would reach out to people from our list, and we would say, hey, let's say Ola. Hey, Ola, Britt and I partnered with a new company in the nutrition space. Great products that are incredibly affordable. I'm talking less than Walmart or Amazon pricing. Was wondering if you were open to taking 5 minutes to check out a video that will give you a brief overview of what we're doing. Look, we use the word open instead of interested, because you're gonna elicit a yes response before if you use the word open. Because most people don't want to say no, because then they're saying they're closed, right? Because people don't want to say, oh no, I'm closed. And so very intentionally, that verbiage, I use that verbiage very intentionally, but that's all I did. Every single person. What is it? It does not matter what they ask, no matter what they would say, I simply say, I respond to them with the following, no matter what they say, whether they say, what is it? What are you doing? And the only way I don't respond with this is if they say, no, they shoot me down. If they shoot me down, I just say, okay, thumbs up, move on. The next thing I say is, no matter what they say, is check out the 5-minute video at this link and do the reserve your spot thing. It's free and it will allow you to look at all the products, ingredients, prices, and check out the pay plan in detail. Plus, you'll be able to see how it's growing and how the done for you system works. It's incredible. After you submit your name and email address, the company will send you an email with a link to join now. That link will take you to a mini back office so that you can check out all the things. After I get the email notification that you reserve your spot, we can dive into questions that you will most likely have. And I send them my tour link along with that. So I say those things I don't just throw my tour link at people. I tell them, look, you got to get pre-enrolled. I want them pre-enrolled because the company is doing follow-up for me. I want them pre-enrolled because the company is doing follow-up for me. And so if they're pre-enrolled, I don't have to do a whole bunch of follow-up. They're getting follow-up emails, right? And so I also give them value as to why they should pre-enroll. I tell them it's free, and I tell them, look, you can check out products, ingredients, prices, the pay plan, all the things at that little mini back office, right? And so the recording will be out there so you can you can just type what I said for those that are asking for that. Oh, it looks like somebody just said, oh, I need that. Anyway, sorry, don't distract me. I'll get my AD going on here, people. So that's what I say to people. If they ask me a question, here's the catch, guys. Here's where I think some people that we've trained this on mess up. Because the people will be like, what's the ingredients? After I get the notification that you reserved your spot, we can dive into questions. Then they'll say, how much can you get paid? After I get the notification that you reserved your spot, then we can dive into questions. How long have you been doing this? After I get the notification that you reserved your spot, then we can dive into questions. If I don't have a notification in my email that they have reserved a spot with me, we're not talking. I don't have time to do that. I'm a spillover creator, and I'm building this for those who have trusted in me. I don't have time to be going back and forth with people who are like, is there these micronutrients? Nah, I ain't doing all that. I ain't doing that. I am not spending time back and forth with people who are asking me silly questions that ain't even reserved a spot with me. That is such a good way to save yourself a ton of time by vetting those who are actually interested. If they're not, you didn't ask them for their firstborn child. You asked for their name and email address. Their name and email address. So if they're not willing to give you their name and email address, maybe it's because they don't trust you. Maybe we need to go back to the story, right? Maybe it's because they don't know who you are, because they don't know your story, and there hasn't been enough trust built. Or maybe they're just not that close a friend anyway, so move on to the next. So that's the reality. I'm not answering questions. You're not getting questions answered from me if you haven't pre-enrolled. Now, once you pre-enroll, if you haven't seen it, if you don't use it, as soon as I get the notification that somebody pre-enrolls, my next step is I add them to the Live Good Products Testimonials group, because I want something about Live Good showing up in their Facebook feed. I want that showing up in their Facebook feed. And so I add them to the product testimonial group, and then I also send them, again, the why matters, right? Also send them the video of Ben. There's a video out there of Ben, it's on YouTube, of Ben talking in the car that we're changing this. I hope everybody's seen it. Anybody that I personally enrolled has seen it. I send them that because I want them to know the why behind Live Good. And I say, hey, I got the notification that you pre-enrolled. I've added you to the Live Good Testimonials page, and I also want to send you this so you know the why. It's like a little 3 or 5 minute video on YouTube. Ben and Nodder are talking in their car about the why behind Livegood, right? Because I want people to know why. I want them to see more than just they're selling products. Not only do they need to know my why, but they need to know the why behind this company and what we're doing here. So from there, so I tell you that to say the process is I spend about maybe an hour to 2 hours after the Friday morning kickoff call. Now, mind you, if you don't know, there's a Friday morning kickoff call. It's streamed live on YouTube every Friday at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. Immediately after that call, I got all the updates, all the things. I'm always excited after that call. I spend about an hour, maybe 2 hours doing some reach outs, right? I do the same on Saturday after this call. I spend about an hour, maybe 2 hours doing some reach outs. And then sometimes on Sundays, I'll do a little bit. From there, on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, what I do is I will just casually, if I see an opportunity, I will. I'm just not intentional about it. But what happens is a lot of those people, I usually do about 100 reach outs to people on between Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And then a lot of those people are getting back to me on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And many of them are pre-enrolling, so I'm responding to them because they pre-enrolled. And so then when they do that, I'm utilizing it just as they get back to me or whatever, I'll have those conversations. But then on Thursday, I am very intentional. Thursday morning, every single person that has pre-enrolled with me, I'm going to reach out to them and even though they got an email from the company, I'm letting them know that the cutoff call is Thursday night at 7 o'clock Central Standard Time. Thursday morning, I'm reaching out to every single person who's pre-enrolled with me that week, and I say, hey, just wanted to check, that hasn't already become a member, hey, just wanted to check in with you, see if you had any questions because you pre-enrolled with me, see if you've had any time to do some digging. The cutoff is tonight to get placed into the matrix. There's a cutoff call at 7 o'clock Central Standard Time. Here's the link, and I send them the link to the live stream, right? And so with that being said, that process is and then I rinse and repeat starting on Friday throughout the week. Also keep in mind, there's the Monday product call for those individuals. If after someone's pre-enrolled with you, they got questions about collagen. Okay, here's a link. And I send them the link from the YouTube channel under videos to collagen. Look, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I actually don't answer hardly any questions. 95% of the time, I'm just sending people, if they are pre-enrolled with me, I'm actually not even answering the questions, I'm just telling them where they can find the answer to the question. Because I don't spend time answering a bunch of questions. I'm telling them where they can find, I'll get distracted. Sorry. So that's the process. From there, what that has produced, I'll just give you very transparent numbers because I'm a numbers person. I appreciate knowing raw, real numbers. And I'm going to actually log into my back office and tell you guys exactly what that has produced. So if you go to my referrals tab, there have been 299 people that have pre-enrolled with us. 299 people have pre-enrolled with us. Then if you go to my team tab, out of that, 174 people have become members/affiliates. So if you take 174 divided by 299, that's a 58.19% conversion rate. That's incredible. That's incredible, right? And so then, out of that 174, Brittany talked about retention. 168 of them have stuck, right? So 168 divided by 174 is a 96.5% retention rate, right? And so that's our process. That's it, guys. There's no secret beyond that. That's what we do. There's nothing else that we do other than share our story, and that process right there. With that, what do you got in reference to that? I hope I gave it all to them.
I think that you guys did great. I think, number one, is so many people just do too much busy work that, like Josh said, refer people to the YouTube channel. Don't answer questions if they're not pre-enrolled with you. You guys are a lot of people just spend too much time doing stuff that's unproductive and is not getting you where you want to go. And so don't do those things. Do productive activities. And then also, as far as making your list and reaching out to people. If you're on social media, like Mike said, he's not huge on social media. He does do a great job. If you do follow him, he actually is good on social media. But I know he does a lot of face-to-face type things. But as far as social media goes, people need to see that you are doing Live Good. And so when you're reaching out to people, you've sent them your link, even if they haven't pre-enrolled with you, maybe they have that sitting there. If you're on social media and you're doing things, it's going to trigger them back to that link, right? We've had tons of people that don't pre-enroll with us, and we've had that conversation, asked them to watch the video, we sent it to them, they don't pre-enroll, and then 2 or 3 weeks later, after we posted something like the energy patches when they came out, we had multiple people, as soon as we posted on social media that those were out, how much we were loving them, they went and back and pre-enrolled with us. And then we had that opportunity to reach out to them. And what they were doing is they were waiting on something that triggered in their head that they wanted. So it's about their timing too, not always about your timing.
Yeah. Britt says for our first couple months, we didn't post on our social media. We were doing the behind the scenes work of building that. That way, when we started promoting on our social media, now our social media acts as a follow-up. Now it's not all Live Good stuff. We also put our life stuff out there. So again, building our story, our trust, all those things. But then also our social media now acts as a follow-up. But for the first couple months, we were doing the behind the scenes work that nobody else wants to do for some reason. A lot of people just want to post and pray, right? There's a difference. Remember, prospecting is the behind the scenes work. Marketing is what you're doing out there on social media. And a lot of people just want to do marketing and they want to do no prospecting. Some people do prospecting and they don't want to put it out there. But then the problem with that is those people that you talk to, they don't have nothing to watch afterwards, right? All right, anything else? I think that I hope that this training has been absolute fire, giving you guys some absolute value.